It's been over a week since I've uploaded. I understand that, but I really don't have a good excuse for me not uploading, except for the fact that I just really haven't been battling much, and none of the battles really had are any that good. So today we'll be exploring Unity Tower. It's all cool with those flags and stuff. When you go in, it like shows like a really cool angle. So we went to the super giant tower that has every floor for a different country. So that's our place for today. So we have a standard OU battle against endy219. I actually found him in that new Smogan thing where you can like find people on Wi-Fi. I was like, this is cool, and I saw someone looking for a battle. And I was like, might as well look check him out. So this is a OU battle, no weather. That's awesome. So I see his ninja asking this party. I'm deciding that's probably going to be his lead. So I decided to go into my fortress as my lead, so I can just gyro ball him and continuously just gyro ball him. And yeah, so I can't like do any sub shenanigans. Here I thought he might protect, so I go for the spikes just to see if he wants to do that. Because I just go for spikes. He ends up going for another sub, so that's kind of bad. If I didn't have a phaser on this team, this would be bad, but I do, so it's not really that big of a deal. So gonna go into my Zapdos now, which does have the roar, so he can't really do anything because he has a baton pass, but he doesn't have an Espeon, which I don't understand. I mean, baton pass and Espeon are looking to be banned because of Espeon's awesomeness in baton pass teams, but he doesn't have one, so I really can just roar and do whatever he wants. He is gonna protect this turn just to see what I want to do, which doesn't really make a difference because I can still roar him, and he actually decides to switch here and just he decides the baton pass anyway. I don't really know why. But anyhow, so he just baton passes into his Kronk Elder, I believe. Yes, he does. Kronk Elder comes in, and I just roar that out. So it's +2/+2. Sub is gone. So yay, or is that +3/+2? Whatever. Ends up running into Latios. I'm like, shit, this thing is like could destroy my whole team. If I need to play around this thing very carefully if I want to beat this thing. So I go for the Roost here just to see what he wants to do, and I figured I could live a Draco, even Specs. But yeah, Thunderbolt does a ton, and I know it's Specs at this point. So he switches out now because I think he was over predicting and probably predicting for Fortress with that T-Bolt. So I go for the discharge on the switch. He goes into Kronk Elder, probably predicting T-Wave. And he has a Citrus Berry on that thing, which is odd. So yeah, that's interesting. So Drain Punch does very little, and I don't know if he was over predicting there. I just went for the Roar myself just to phase him out a little bit and see what else he wants to, do and stuff. So he ends. So I'm gonna just Dragon. I'm gonna go for the Discharge just to break the multi-scale. I end up getting a Parahax, which doesn't matter because he does have the Lumberry, and he is gonna go for the Outrage here, lock himself. I think he's banded. I'm not even sure, but that Outrage does a ton. I'm not sure if that's banded or not. But yeah, I'm just gonna switch it into my Porygon 2 because I can trace the multi-scale, and the Outrage will do absolute dog shit after the multi-scale boost. So that's neat. And now he's gonna go for another one. He doesn't get the third turn, unfortunately for him. So even though this one does more because I don't have multi-scale anymore, I can just Ice Beam him, and that would be an easy one-hit KO. So Dragonite dies pretty easily, and the Parahax from Discharge didn't really come into play with the lack of Lumberry. So he goes into his Kronk Elder, I believe, and I just go into my Gengar predicting the fighting move or the bulk up, because even if he does bulk up, even if he has a decent amount of special defense, I am Specs, so Specs Shadow Ball take him out anyways. I guess he stayed in thinking he might want to live, or maybe just going for the payback, predicting me to sub or something, but I take him out the Shadow Ball. Goes into Scissor here, I'm like, is he going to pursue or Bullet Punch? This time I predict the pursuit, and I actually predict right. I'm like, yes, I finally predicted right when it came to Scissor versus Gengar. I never predict right. I hate that. But I finally predicted right. He ends up going for the pursuit, and I went for the Shadow Ball because I am locked into it, and it does a decent chunk to the Scissor. And I die, unfortunately. But hey, now I have a Scissor locked into the pursuit. I can go into my Fortress and set up some more spikes. So that's pretty nice. I'll go for the Gyro Ball. Yeah, I'm going for the Gyro Ball, predicting the Gladiolus coming, because I need some power damage on that thing to make sure it's not that big of a threat. Because I don't have any Scarpers on this team, because I kind of just threw this together, so it really just isn't a really good team. So yeah, I have nothing to outspeed that Latios. Okay, so yeah, I go for another spikes. He goes for a Hydro Pump. Gets a crit, which kind of matters since I am specially defensive, but I don't know how much it really did, since I did have the sturdy there. So not really sure to say about that crit. He ends up missing another Hydro Pump as I get another layer up, and then he just Hydro Pumps me again, and I die. I'm gonna go into P2 because I know because I can, and I think I can go for the T Wave here again, hoping the Latios will come in. Because I just need to get that thing crippled in some way, shape, or form. I really need to get that Latios on the Switch. If I can, this game will be so much easier. So I get the Scissor, unfortunately. I'm going to go for the Recover here. He stays in, obviously, because he's going to die to Entry Hazards on the Switch in, and it's paralyzed, so it's not that great of a Scissor. So instead of just killing him off, I decided to be a little bit of a jerk, go into my Zapdos, take the Bullet Punch, and I'm just going to roost up with this thing. So he sees this coming and realizes that I'm just using his Scissor as like heal fodder, so he switches out anyways despite the Entry Hazards and goes into his Latios. I really wanted to predict that and go for the Discharge, but if it didn't paralyze him, it really wouldn't have done me any good. So I just go for the Roost, get some health back, and I'm hoping I can live a Specs Draco at this much, but I can't, as it turns out. I don't know if I actually can. I haven't done any calcs about it, but Specs Draco takes me out, and I'm like, shit. Okay, now he's at -2. I can do stuff. I'm gonna go into my Staraptor. Gonna now get take a -2 Draco. Not easily, but I could take one. So I'm just gonna go for the Brave Bird, everything, because Brandon Brave Bird destroys pretty much everything on his team that he's left. Not even Rotom, even with resistance takes a shitload. Even though I don't have Reckless, and my IVs are not even that great. That's just shows you the power of a friggin' Bandit Staraptor. Going to my Nidoking, he just goes for the Volt Switch. I think he forgot I had Nidoking at that point, so he can't switch out, which is awesome. Go for the Ice Beam again, predicting the switch in the Latios. He ends up going into his Ninjask Spotter, which is fine. I really want to get that Latios on the switch, like I keep saying. Goes back into his Rotom. I'm hoping he's gonna overpredict here, but he just doesn't. He goes for the safe Hydro. It's gonna take me out pretty easily. So I'm gonna go into my Porygon 2 now because I know I can just ball him for days, and I think go for the T-Wave here, hoping the Latios will come back in. Even if not, T-Wave on this thing is nice because it's obviously scarfed at this point. So get a T-Wave off on that. I think I go for the Recover here, and he goes into Scissor, maybe predicting me to just kill him off or go for an attacking move, but I just end up getting a free Recover off, so switching the Scissor there wasn't the smartest play, but whatever. By the way, this guy's name is endy219. I don't think I remember that. I said that, but whatever. He goes in the Rotom now. Obviously, he's going to go for the trick now. I'm going to go into my starter predicting that, and I get that. I'm like, yes, Scarf Staraptor. It's my game now, because now that I have the Scarf Staraptor, I can outspeed the Latios. I won't be able to kill him with a Scarf Brave Bird, but I will be able to do enough to the point where Porygon 2 could just come in and take any hit and then kill him. So Scarf Brave Bird kicks out the Rotom, and now he goes in Latios' last, and with the Scarf that he tricked me, I am faster. It's going to do a buttload to the Latios, and then my last is my Porygon 2, which can come in an Ice Beam for the win. He decides to lock himself in the Draco, which is kind of weird, and yeah, so he gets the -2, so I know I can easily live one, So I'm going to go for the Ice Beam and take him out, and that's going to be a good game, but yeah, he kind of crits me with the Draco, so he wins instead. I kind of called that crit too. I was like, in before crit. I was going to say it, but I was like, nah, he's not going to crit me, and then he crit me, so that was kind of funny. So that's a great game. I'll see you guys later.